Okay, recording's in progress. So here we go. I'm gonna see, is that better? That better?
It's better to have the light on. It's
Okay,
dark, I think, if it's not.
okay. So you can see my feet.
Yes.
Good. Okay, we're recording. So today is Mobility Wednesday. And I'm gonna do some stuff. You can do it in a chair. If you are where there is like I don't know, a cat bed, whatever. I'm gonna try to show you a little move that actually, if you would, when you get up in the morning, and you can do it in a chair, you know, if you want a bench, but a bed would be the best. See, this is just like if you got up out of bed, all right? So I'm right here. So I'm gonna show you a move that actually is going to help you. I forgot, I've got some new thing. Yeah, so you guys can tell me all the time if I'm forgetting things. See, so that's a good thing. Mute all. There. Okay, everybody's muted. Now you won't get feedback. Okay, so I want to show you something. A lot of people have trouble with dizziness, inner ear. Vestibular function is central to balance. So if you get up out of bed and you're standing here, first of all, just turn. See, I got my hands out here. Hi, everybody coming on. I hope you're able to see me. So I have a little bench here. I'm doing this right at my bedside. Okay, I have a door here that is very good setup. You have a chair, but I'm going to show you one little move as we're getting warmed up that will help your vestibular function. Okay, so let's say you just get up out of bed and here you're sitting on the bed. See that? So you can either sit on your chair, and because most of you have a kitchen chair and you're ready to move on a kitchen chair, and some of you are in your bedrooms and you can do it on a bed. Okay, I'm going to show you this move as a warm-up. See how I've gotten up and I've sat down several times now? That's warming up. Seriously. Then I'm going to bring one leg up, and be careful if you do this on a bed, because you're going to go back like you're going to lay down. See, I'm holding my foot here. Then I'm going to pull it and pull it back up. You may think, well, how's that going to help anything? I'm going to change the legs, and I want you to do it with me just a couple times. I'm doing this, and the best place to do it, of course, is the edge of your bed. If you're not on a bed right now and you're at a chair, you can still do most of this move. See, if I'm here, I'm just going to roll back like this, and then I'm going to come back forth. I'm going to roll back, and I'm going to come back forth. The idea is I want you to get your head back. And you know, normally I tell you don't tip your head like that. Well, getting warmed up, number one, you're sitting. So you ain't going to fall anywhere. Okay? You might feel a little dizzy, but that's kind of what I want. See, I'm going to go back like this. I'm going to hold it, look up, and then come back forth. Now, if you're on your bed and you want to do this, and actually, a lot of times I've worked with people in gymnastics, athletes in gymnastics, and this is how I try to help them get over their dizziness on forward rolls and so forth. But it can also act as a reset for your vestibular system in your inner ear. Okay, so I'm right here. I'm on the edge of my bed. I just got up. Let's pretend. I bring one leg like this, and I let myself all the way back. Then I tighten my tummy, and I don't jerk my leg. I let my leg help me back up. And I do not do this fast. I go back, I count 1001, 1002, let things settle down, 1003. You can go up to 5 or 10 seconds. Take a breath, exhale, and come up, okay? I might do this 6 times. I might do it no more than 10, but you do it gently. See how I'm coming back like this? And then I'm gonna go and pull back up. If I'm sitting in a chair, I simply sit on the edge. I open my hip. I go back, I touch my shoulders. I look all the way to the ceiling or back, and then I come back forth. See this? So you come all the way forward. And then you go back and you look, exhale, and come forward. You will get a little disoriented, okay? So the trick is don't stand up right then, all right? So hi, everybody coming on. I'm hoping you're being able to see me all right. This is our Mobility Wednesday. I'm on a different device. We are recording this. And I really want to help you guys understand that there's a simple move that you can do. If you do it on a regular basis, it will help train or retrain your inner ear, your vestibular systems, to help you not be so dizzy when you're changing direction.
Jeannie,
Yes.
Jeannie, if you're recording this, we really can't see you when you're in your chair. You're very on the very left.
Okay. Okay. Can you see me on my bed?
Yes, definitely. But if
Okay.
you move your chair over closer to the
okay.
bed,
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
there you go. Okay, good. Thank you.
Okay. So if you're in a chair, I'll go back over. Thank you, Chrissy. So here I am. See this? I could be on my bed. Okay. I like it. I like to do this with people on their bed because if you get disoriented, it'll be a gentle fall. Okay. So I'm on the edge of my bed or the edge of my chair, whichever facility you have, use it. So here I'm sitting on a chair. I'll sit on the bed in just a second. It's a simple thing and I'm warming you up in a Mobility Wednesday situation, but central to mobility is your balance. So turn your head and look as you're pointing, then you turn and you look. So you don't only just turn your head, you turn your body. But if you're sitting and I point this way and I turn and I push a little bit, see, I can turn my head and I turn and I get a huge stretch coming from the lower to mid back. Then I turn and I look and I point and I turn and I look and I point, okay? After I've done that, I simply open the hip hinge. I'm sitting on the edge of my chair. If you're sitting on your bed, great. And I go back. I don't throw myself back. I just open my hip. I look up. I can bring my knee up if I want to help me move in this direction. Then I chuck my chin, okay? You will feel a little disoriented. Yes, that's what I really do want to achieve in these few you don't do it fast, you do it very slowly, because yeah, if you get too dizzy, you can get nauseous, okay? This is a step-by-step thing, program, movement to help you. Now I'm gonna do it on my bed again. So I'm right here. See, I'm sitting on the edge of my bed. You could be sitting on the edge of your chair. You go back and you keep going back and you bring your one leg up and you bring your head all the way back. See that? Take a breath, exhale, and come up slowly. So it's a pulling back, and then breathe in and exhale and come up. Okay. Many people avoid this move because they will say, well, it gets me dizzy. And I will say, that's exactly why you want to do it. You can actually help, barring that there's other problems, of course, but normal, the aging process, number one, we don't do turning type motions unless you're in a dance class. So I have some dancers that do spinning type actions all the time, but most of us do not. We quit swinging. We quit getting in a swing. We quit doing different things like this. I'm showing you a simple move that in many times will be enough to reset the inner ear vestibular system. Okay, so now I'm back on my chair. You could be on the bed, and again, you don't do this fast. You do it very slowly. You don't have to do it like 30 times. You do it maybe slowly, maybe 4 to 10 times. Okay, and you just do it as you're waking up. Okay, so now here I am in my chair. Take a big deep breath. I'm going to come forward, and I'm going to put one elbow on my knee. And I'm going to take the opposite arm, and I'm going to look at my thumb, and I'm going to keep turning, and I'm going to look back there. Okay, now you'll get to a certain point where you can't turn your chin anymore, but you want to keep taking your hand back there. You want to try to keep sight of your fingers. Okay, and right this minute, if you're doing this move, if I were with you, my hand would be on your shoulder, and I would encourage you to keep your shoulder down as you're opening. Now I'm going to come back. See, I'm in this position. I call this the thinker. Okay, this is the thinker position. I hope you're seeing me okay. So now I've got one hand down here. My back is bended. Okay, my shoulders are down. I'm going to take the other hand and just watch my thumb, and I'm going to keep it going back as far as it can go. I'm going to keep my chin turning as far as it can go. I'm going to take big breaths in and out through my nose if possible. In and out through my nose if possible. Drop your shoulders again. Drop your shoulders. Hold it. Bring it back. Okay, I'm in the thinker position. See this? Right here, I'm in the thinker position. And I'm going to come into this position, and I'm going to press into my heels. If you have to, use your hands on your chair. But if you can come from here and just tighten your tummy in, press into your heels, and lift your butt, now you're in a lower squat position, and then I'm going to just straighten my legs. So what I just did was I got you in a position that was a really good position. Now go on down and go on down and go on down and sit. Okay, so this is Mobility Wednesday. I'm addressing a couple, I'll try not to do more than 3 major issues with balance. Okay, number 1, inflexible hamstrings. You've injured your whatever, your hip, your back, your leg, and you're very tight in your hamstrings. Okay, the hamstrings insert directly into that lower, into the hip, into the lower back. Okay, so let's do this one more time. See, I'm in the thinker position. All right. So many times when I see students sitting in their chairs at school or anywhere, a lot of times now they're on their devices, and they're sitting in their chair and they're hunched down like this, looking at whatever. And what I want to do is go to them, and many times I do, and I put my hand on their spine and just pull them back so that they can bend forward, but they bend from their hip. You keep your shoulders down. And now if you want to do a device, if you want to look at a device or you're listening or whatever, your chin is tucked. And you're not going to break your systems down. You're going to get stronger just by sitting this way. Okay. Now we're going to go back and stretch our hamstring, and we're going to do it a couple of times because I'm not holding it a long time. Okay. Are you ready? So I'm right here. If I can, I will come up without using my hands on the chair. If you need to, that's fine. Use it just to get yourself to this position. Okay. Now you're down here, and then what you're going to do is straighten your legs. You're going to keep your chin tucked, and you're straightening your legs, and this should be really stretching right here. But my back is very extended. Okay. So you can have your elbows on your knees. See, it's no problem for me to come all the way down here. Many of you will see me do that and you'll go, oh, forget that. And then you won't try it. I'm telling you, I would be the same way if I quit moving in these ways. Okay. I would tighten right in just like everybody else. Okay. So here we go. Just do it with me. Do it the best you can. So I'm right here. I'm going to do the first move. I'm going to review it. I'm sitting in a chair. You could be sitting on your bed. Now I'm going to do both. So you see, but you see, if you're sitting in a chair and you tighten your tummy, drop your shoulders, bring this back like here, and then I look up. See there? I look up and then I come back. Okay, take a breath. Here I go. Drop your shoulders. Okay, open, bring the knee up, and you're going to go back and you're going to look all the way up there, and then you're going to come back. And you're going to do this a couple of times, 3, 4, 5 times. But the way you do it, when you go back, for our purposes today, I want to strengthen your stomach, your core, and I want to help your back get stronger. So I'm telling you not to round your back. How do you not round your back? When you go back like this, how do you not round your back? You say rib cage up and you drop your shoulder. You bring your leg up, you go back, and then you look up. All right. And then you come back. Now, if some of you are out there doing this and you're doing this whole time, I know very well that you're like, whoa, and it scares you and you're kind of dizzy or disoriented. Well, let me remind you, grab hold of your chair so you won't fall off of it. You're not going to fall very far, okay? Because you're sitting, or you're sitting on the side of your bed, okay? And you can go ahead and get just a little disoriented and come back. That's what I actually want. Okay, so I'm going to move on. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this. So let me take just a minute and show you how to do it on your bed. My little granddaughter is doing it. I don't know if you see her feet or not, but she's here doing it. And I'm glad. I hope she's learning something here because she's a gymnast. And so she needs to learn to not get so dizzy. Okay. You have to actually put your head in different positions, especially going back. And it's kind of like you're throwing yourself back. You're not throwing yourself back, of course, but that's the trajectory. See this? See this? And then I come forward. I tighten my tummy. Then I go back. And then I come forward. Breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, or both, in through the nose and out through the nose. Then I'm on my chair, or I can be at the side of my bed. I go into the thinker position. So if most of you out there, all of you, when you get up in the morning, after you've gone to the bathroom, maybe gotten a drink, and usually you sit down beside your bed and you start to get dressed. Okay, before you start to get dressed, I'm encouraging you to do that move. Okay, then after you do that move, I'm assuming you walked around a little bit. I'm going to just be in the thinker position with my back extended. I don't want to round it up. Not right now. I'm going to do that in a minute, but not right now. Okay. I'm going to push into my heels, tighten my tummy, drop my shoulders, use my hands if I need to, push, and then I grab down around my ankles and straighten my legs. And I feel a stretch, and I can pull my toes up one at a time, one and then the other, then bend the knees and stand up. Okay? Now, if you're disoriented, then of course sit back down. Just sit down until you get everything back to normal, and then stand up. Okay? So now I'm going to show you, so we came down off of the hill, the mountains yesterday, and it's a lot of riding. Many of you go on trips and stuff like that, and your back gets in quite a shape. I'm going to show you two moves. We took a break and we went to a little museum in Sacramento, and it was a historic. It was a fort. Okay. Sutter's Fort. Fort. I got out, walked around. That's very important to walk around first. And I did two moves. There was a fence. It was an old wooden fence. And I stood there with my little doggy. And I widened up my leg. It was a beautiful sunny day. I'm going to show you these two moves. Okay. If you find yourself sitting a long time. Okay. So see what I'm starting to do? Do you see what I'm starting to do? I'm starting to push my hips into this chair or fence. I was at a fence, okay? So I'm just standing there, drop my shoulders, release, release. Don't tighten up right now. Release, and really push your hips into your pelvic, your hips into a chair or whatever, a target in front of you. Mine was a fence. And I just stood here and soften up your knees. Don't lock them. Okay. You got it? Yeah. And just take breaths, gentle breaths. Don't take big breaths. Don't hold your breath. Yeah, I want you to hang out here for a little bit. You can't just hit this move and come off of it. Okay. To really have the effects of this kind of a move in opening the pathways in your tight hip flexors that are attached into the back, okay? You have to hang out here for a bit. And if you need to stabilize, just put your hands on whatever's in front of you. Mine is a chair. Yesterday it was a fence. And yes, I know how long I'm having you be here. I'm trying to buy as many seconds as I possibly can. Now I'm going to soften my knees. Take big breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, soften my knees, rotate the hips back, okay? Then I'm going to turn my chair because it had different rungs on the fence. There was 3 rungs. It was an old wooden fence. Here's the 2 moves. That's the first one I just did. Then I put my foot up as high as I could get my knee up. I was holding on to the fence so I wouldn't fall. And I just put my foot up just like that, okay? And I just pushed my butt back, and I came forward just gently. See the knee is bent? See this? My knee is bent. And then I just come back up and I did the other one. And I did it maybe 2 or 3 times, okay? Tight tummy, drop your shoulders. I'm shifting. I'm gonna put my hand on the chair. Here goes my foot as high as I can go, but my knee is bent. See this? My knee is bent. Then I come forward and I push my butt back, okay? And I just hang out here for a bit. Then breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, all right? I did those 2 moves. I was just standing there at the fence for like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. And I was just kind of doing it while I was watching all the whatever going on. I'm telling you, my back felt so much better because I was sitting for a long time, okay? That's what happens to all of us. Okay, now let's go in and address the upper shoulders that we had started. I hope you're still being able to see me. I got a new device here that I'm working with, my son's device. So put my hands on the chair, just like this. Okay, I'm gonna go wide with my legs. See, when you put your hands on the chair, go wide with your legs, don't go narrow, all right? That's number one. Number two, my chair is right here, depending on whatever chair you have. You either go beside or you go through. And you're gonna reach and you're gonna push back, just like you were gonna push yourself out of a, let's say you're gonna do some parachute jumping, okay? I'm sure some of you have parachute jumped, right? Anyway, I'm pushing into my heels. My hands are reached and touching the back part of the chair. I'm gonna put my ears in between my arms, and I'm pushing back on my butt. Push back, push into your heels. Your feet are wide. Your ears should be able to touch both arms. Check yourself out. Hold it. 3, 2, 1. Put your elbows down and straighten your legs. See, my elbows are down and I can straighten my legs. Okay. Then I'm going to go from side. I'm going to go a little wider with my feet to side, but my elbows are on the seat of the chair. And as you go from side to side, you feel it through your shoulders and you feel it through the groin, okay? So I'm going side to side. My feet are pretty wide. And I want to go just enough until I start to feel that groin muscle right through here. Give a really nice stretch right there and just hang out there for a little bit. And then you're going to swing and go to the other side. Now my elbows are on the seat of the chair and I don't have pressure necessarily in my elbows, okay? I just want to keep my elbows in and on at the level of the chair seat. As I do this play back and forth, I keep my chin tucked. I keep my knees pretty soft, almost bent. As I go back and forth, you will start to loosen and you'll start to say, oh my goodness, I can go just a little bit more without that tightness in through the groin. This is a very important move. And it's one that you don't even realize you're getting tight, simply for the same fact that we quit doing a lot of different moves because we're afraid to fall, we have injuries, etc. But if you systematically go through some of the stuff I'm trying to help you with, you're going to move better. And you're going to be more flexible without hurting yourself. And you're going to get your vestibular system back. And you see how I'm in this move right here and I continue to stay in this move? My ears, my shoulders, and my hips are pretty much in the same plane. Some of you are doing this and you're putting your head down. You don't really want to do that, okay? And yes, you have to stay, see, I'm in this position for a little bit of time here. So I do not want my head lower than my shoulders. I don't want my head lower than my hips. I'm going to stay in this position and keep going side to side, press, press into pretty much my 4 corners on my feet. I'm not really into my heels. I'm into all 4 corners because I'm feeling the pressure. I'm doing this whole workout today with no shoes on. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to come right in here and stand up. Boom. Take a big deep breath. Okay, now if you were doing that correctly with me, you shouldn't be feeling like there's a lot of blood that flowed into your head. Why? Because I told you that your ears, shoulders, and hips should be about in the same plane, right? That's a very important thing in doing the kind of work that we just now did to give your hips better mobility, because we really address this tightness right through there, okay? Okay, now we're gonna go and we're gonna do the quadruped, okay? You can do this on the floor. You can do it from the chair. You can do it from a lower bench. The same principle applies, and I don't know quite where to move so that you can see me. So we'll just try it. Do it from the chair if you don't want to get in the floor, okay? If you don't want to get in the floor, you're just right here, okie dokie? So you go way up and round your back, okay? Your knees are soft, so you're rounding your back. You're bringing your shoulders way up to your ears. And then you slowly push back down. We've done this one before. So we're gonna do this one as it goes into what's called a quadruped. So I'm just readying you up. So this one is the mad cat, and it gets you ready to do the quadruped. So I'm gonna stay in this move because I can. See, I'm not putting my head down for very long. And again, my head, my shoulders, and my hips are on the same plane, so that I don't get that big blood rush into my head, okay? So once you've done that now, and again, you can do this on all fours on the floor, and that's perfectly fine too. But I find that many people, this is a good way to start, okay? So here we go now, we're gonna go into the quadruped. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna pick one leg, I don't care which, and take it back, okay? And I'm just gonna go back as far as I can, all right? I'm gonna take the opposite hand and just lift it off the chair. Don't worry about reaching or doing any of that. You can if you want, but just raise the hand off the chair, okay? So I'm just on one supporting leg. If I were on the floor, I would be on my knee. Some people may find this one an easier one to do. Then I'm gonna bring this in. And some people may wanna be on the floor. In that case, you would be on your knees. All fours, hands and knees, okay? Now I'm gonna shift. I'm gonna take one leg up and out. And I'm gonna keep this knee bent if I'm standing in a chair. If I'm on the floor, I would be on my knees, and one leg would be out and I would be bouncing on the knee, but my knee is soft, and I'm gonna take one hand and just take it off the chair. Don't worry about reaching out, that's okay. Just take it off the chair, and you're right here, and you're hovering, okay? Take a big breath, drop your shoulders. Breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, I'm showing you from the chair. You might want to be on the floor. This is a very valuable move, and I don't know if you can see me. I hope you can see me. See, I can go out and out. And I tighten my tummy, and I bring it in and in. And I go out, and just bring your hand up. If you want to reach it out, that's fine too. Drop your shoulders, soften your elbows. So you can do it from the floor, or you can do it from the chair. See? Okay. I hope you're getting all of this, doing all right with it. Okay, so now I'm up on standing. I have my socks on so you can see my feet, okay? And those of you who were with me on Monday, I'm hoping you felt a little something going on back here. Oh, well, a little soreness is what we want, right? Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and sit on the bench. You can sit on your chair, perfectly fine. It's just this bench is a little lower, And that's okay, because I can do that. Some of you cannot. Sit on the chair. You can do the very same thing as I'm doing from the bench, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and use that skill that I did I introduced this whole session with today. I'm gonna lean back, so I can do that whether I'm on a bench or a chair. In order to lean back enough, you've got to sit on the end of the chair. Okie dokie. Tightening your tummy. This time, drop your chin. We're not going to go all the way back, because now we're going to address the front part of our musculature. And whenever I'm going back like this and I tighten in here, what would you think is the biggest stability muscle work going on? Do you think it's here, or do you think it's back here? Well, it's these working in tandem. But this move with your shoulders dropped, and if you open your hip as much as you can, keep your chin tucked, this is tight. But man, are you using your back extensors. When you go to lift this leg, whoa, okay? And I'm going to be right here, and I'm going to go down and pull up, and I'm going to push out. And I'm going to go down and push up, and then push out. Okay, so I go down with a bent knee, up, and if I want to, I can go under here, but if you go under here, don't loosen up right here. This is big time work right here. Then I come forward, so don't push this too many reps before you change, okay? So now we're gonna do what I showed you to in the very beginning, whenever I did that turning, okay? So I'm here in the thinker mode. I can be on the end of my chair, and I'm just going to turn and look, see? Because I'm recovering here, because we got another leg to do. Then I'm going to turn, keep my chin down, open, really pull through, breath, 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 bring it back. So most of you are from Michigan. I've got Florida in here. I've got, who knows, some of the new people coming on. I've got Alabama comes in very regularly. I see you. The weather is going to be weird in the next couple of days in Michigan, I see. You're going to have rain, and then you're going to freeze solid, like 8 degrees or more or less. So I hope that nobody goes slip sliding. I think Marilyn's on this morning. Marilyn, you cannot go get your mail. You have to have somebody else walk on that ice for you. Okay. I hope you're laughing. Okay. Take a big deep breath. We're going to do the other leg now. Listen, I did that whole warm up so that you would get better at this kind of a thing. See, I haven't taken you all the way back before, but I wanted to introduce that move because it's such a valuable move in resetting your vestibular system in your inner ear, okay? But it starts working if you just do this. As a matter of fact, it's one of the great benefits of sitting in a rocking chair, believe it or not. They've done whole studies on this. People that rock regularly in a rocking chair do much better because they're making their inner ear work. Okay, very interesting. Okay, let's do the other leg. Are you ready? You could be in your chair, or you could be on a lower bench. I'm on a lower bench. You're in your chair. Open, tighten, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Here we go. Bring that leg up. Now I choose not to put my hand under here. If you need to, of course do, but be aware not to loosen up. Okay, and then you're just going to lift, then you're going to push. So we did a variation of this the other day, I think, standing. So bring it up and then push. Okay, so you're going to bend the knee, lift to the short shoulder, and then you're going to push. See that? In through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring it right here, knee to shoulder, in through the nose, out through the mouth, and push, okay? And then come back in to this little thinker mode. See, I'm right here. I'm going to do the other arm. See, I'm going to come this way. And then I'm going to come this way. Okay? So, if you're, I don't know, traveling or you can't get up, let's say you are in church and you really can't do anything, you can't get up and do a lot of stuff. You can't roll back. They might think something, something has possessed you or something. Anyway, I'm trying to be humorous here. I'm just kidding. So here's the deal. I see some of you laughing. Okay, let's say you're in church. Okay, look, you can come like this and then you can come open. Okay, don't do it too fast if you're in church. Just come down, they'll think you're having a moment, and then open back. See this? And if all else fails and you need to, grab a baby and go to the mom's room and rock a little. It will help you with your vestibular system. See this? So if you're traveling, this is very valuable information. And as you're doing it, I'm going to tell you to drop your chin, turn. See? You come back, drop your chin, tighten, and then turn. You keep your shoulders down. See, I'm rocking back. I'm rocking forward as far as I can, and I'm turning my chin. And then I rock back, and I come forward. My head is neutral. Then I turn as I'm down. Then I come back. And I might do this, I don't know, 10 to 30 times, okay? I find it especially valuable when you're traveling because people will leave you alone because, see, they think something's wrong with you. But it's okay. They'll leave you alone. And then you don't have to worry about wearing a mask because they won't come close to you. I find it very valuable. Okay. Okay, see the rocking action, very valuable. Now I'm going to lift my butt up, then I'm going to go and sit back down. Okay, now when I lift it up, I'm going to hit 4 repetitions, just like this, and then come back down. Now I'm much lower. If you're in a chair, it's a little better, but here's what I want you to notice. Number 1, my head is not going below my butt, ever. Number 2, I'm getting that rocking action, but now I'm engaging my hip, my knee, my ankle, my foot, my back in a very different way. So it's a rock up, back down. My head is never below my butt. And I just go until I start to feel like, wow, this is kind of contracting here. So when you feel that, and again, this is a Mobility Wednesday. I'm not trying to do weight loading, even though we are. I'm trying to get you into the idea that this swinging action and turning action will help you with your balance. That's what I'm trying to get you into. Then after you get to 4 to 6, go ahead and stand up, okay? Once you stood up, you're going to do that swing again. And when you swing this time, you're standing. Now the stakes are higher. What do I mean? Okay. I'm having you stand in a neutral position. If you want to make this even harder, stand in a split stance. Okay. And when you do this, you're going to turn and look, turn and look. And when you do that, depending on the speed at which you do it, depending on you, depending on what your challenges are with balance, depending on what your challenges are standing in a split stance, you may choose to stand neutral, which is perfectly fine. See, I do just a little turn, look, turn, and it's perfectly stable and fine. If you want to push it, split stance, and the more narrow your diving board, the more challenging this stance is. So some people has told me that this gave them an edge on their sobriety tests if they ever got pulled over. I'm not talking about you, Tim. Okay. See, I switch. One leg's in front, one leg's in back. Turn, turn. And if you want to make it more challenging, you narrow up your diving board or your tandem stance. Now the rotational, and now today what's different is I'm inviting you to turn your head. See? Turn your head. Come back, turn your head. Breath, 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 breath. Okay. Now, I hope that you've got your bands with you, okay? I introduced this the other day on our strength day, but I did it. I have this in my little travel bag that I carry with me. Sometimes I put Ruby in it, you know, but I always have my little band. When you're sitting and you can't move, I'm telling you, if you drop your shoulders, okay, and you can choose to just stand neutrally, okay, keep your knees bent, and I want to go into my heels, and then I want to pull my toes up. Heels up, toes up. So you're going to be doing what again? What are we doing? We're swinging. Yeah, we're doing a little swinging action. We go into the heels. We lift up. Your knees need to be soft. Shoulders down. As you do this, drop your shoulder gently. Pull the backs of your hands apart, like you're trying to put the backs of your hands on a wall somewhere. I don't want you to break the wrist, in other words. See, I'm going into the toes. Now pull the toes up. So heels up, toes up. Keep my knees soft and keep these pulling. And if I were with just you right now, my hands would be on your shoulders. I want your shoulder blades into your back. Number one, this is excellent work to do for people with osteoporosis, especially in the thoracic vertebrae, because I'm putting nice gentle pressure, but I'm trying to strengthen the muscles by keeping my shoulders in, shoulders down, shoulder blades in, and keep this taunt. And I'm rocking, rocking, keep these open. But the biggest reward of this little move, especially if you hold it over 30 seconds, you can hold it over 30 seconds, it has a releasing effect on some very tight muscles that cause a lot of pain around your shoulder girdle. Keep going, toes, heels, toes, heels, toes, heels. You're swinging, swinging, swinging. Okay, 5, breathe, 4, 3, 2, hold it, 1, release. Oh, you should have felt that. Yes, you should have felt that all in through your shoulder girdle right then. Okay, drop these down just like this. Okay, drop the shoulders down, soften the knees, take the elbow across low. See, a lot of people will do this and they'll go like this. No, drop your shoulders. Number 1, tighten your tummy. Number 2, soften your knees and then come across. Keep the shoulder down. You're gonna have to keep resetting it. Reach, drop the shoulder. Reach, drop the shoulder. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Soften your knees. Tighten your tummy. Drop your shoulder. Yes, 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 yes. Bring it down. Bring the shoulder up and back and down. Up, forward, up, back, and then down. Okay? Soften up the knees, lift the heels, lift the toes. Okay. I'm going to keep going back to, encouraging you to keep rocking on your toes. You need to be doing this all the time. If you find yourself standing in line somewhere, you know, who knows, wherever you can stand in line, because there is a line. You want to rock toes to heels, always. That does some great things for your ankles, but also for your vestibular, even though it's a minimal movement. If you want to make it really big, again, I encourage you to do that, because people will leave you alone because they'll think something's wrong with you. That's okay. I don't have any problem with that. Okay, drop your shoulders. Drop your shoulders in through the nose, out through the mouth. Here we go. Across. Drop your shoulder again. Too many people bring their shoulder way up. Don't do that. Okay? Really pull, but keep your shoulder down. Tight tummy. Tight tummy. Keep rocking. Keep holding. Breath. Yeah, and you can take your chin and go the opposite direction. That's even better if you can get that duo stretch going. Okay? Breath, 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 breath. One more big pull. Keep your shoulder down. Drop. Bring the shoulder up. Bring it back, down. Now you go forward and up. Slowly back and down. Let me tell you something. Between that move and this one that I just put you into, and I tried to get you to hold for 30 seconds, you will find some of the best relief through those tender shoulder blade, the whole shoulder girdle. And then of course there's the little trick with the tennis ball and the sock. Throw it over your shoulder and go up onto a door and find those about 3 points, lower, middle, and upper on both sides, and you just go over to a door. I think I'm going out of frame if I go to the door. Anyway, I'm getting used to this device. I'll work it somehow. Anyway, and you push it in there. Listen, if you know that you have a forward head syndrome, get yourself up to a door and do some work with this. See, it's a retraction, protraction, retraction. Really get the back of that head back, okay? And try to touch that door. Now, when I work with people personally, I've had them flat down on the floor, or I'll put them up against a door or a wall. But the biggest thing is just take a look, get a mirror, and just stand normally. If your earlobes are dropping, if you could drop a plumb line off your earlobes and it's dropping in front of your shoulder, you have forward head syndrome. Why should you worry about that? It causes all kinds of issues with that costochondritis that I've talked about. But it's a protraction retraction setting. That's what it is. You get up against a door and retract and then protract. Pull that back. Keep your shoulders down. Keep your tummy tight. Should be touching the back of your head, the shoulder blades, and the butt against the door. And that's how you test yourself. But get a mirror. Get a mirror. Have somebody take a picture of you as you're standing normally. And if you are standing normally and you're out here like this, you've got forward head problems. You can change it to a great degree, barring structural issues, etc. Scoliosis is one of them, but you can even get better with that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording, and I hope I've given you a bunch of stuff to work on. That's what I hope. Let me turn the recording off. It's not turning off. Oh boy, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do to get the recording off. What do you know? Does anybody out there know what to do? Oh, brother. It won't turn off. Let me see. Oh, it's not. I don't know why. Anyway. I don't know. I can't get it off.
Well,
We'll just
look at the, where it says the chat, the share screen at the bottom. There's a button that says record.
Yeah, this one is all different. This is all on the side and you have to pull up more and I see the recording and everything. But the button I keep pushing and it will not let me, it won't turn off. And it turned on perfectly fine.
It likes to be on.
It's supposed to say recording is off, but it ain't going off. So I don't know. We'll figure it out one way or the other. You know how frustrating this is, you guys.
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh my gosh.
Pushing
And
up.
the minute that one of my kids says, "Oh, mother, it's so easy. I want to smash something." Seriously, I'm looking at this stupid recording thing. I see the chat, I see meeting settings, I see everything, and it will not turn off.
Oh.
It turned on perfectly fine, but it ain't turning off. So I don't know.
I've been able
Anyway,
to find the leave button, so I'm gonna do that. Have a great one, everybody.
bye, Tim.
Yeah.
Thanks for your help. I should say, thanks for your help, Tim. Not
He abandoned ship.
what?
He abandoned ship.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know why it's not turning off, but it ain't turning off.
I pushed where it says record for you and it started to record for me.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. Stop recording. Yes.